And let's kind of hit it off with the main thing that happened. The main meme
There's
thing
two
that
big
happened.
memes. It was a
There's two big
sandwich
memes.
meme.
It was at the beginning and the end. There was a lot of good stuff in the middle, but in the beginning and the end, at the end, something happened, and I didn't know what it was. And I was watching it live, and I was like, What happened? What is this about?" So we're kind of gonna. Do we give it away that who won game of the year? Game
I
of the year.
I feel like we'll talk about it later, but I feel like come on, we know why we're here.
Eldin Ring won game of the year. They were up, and if you didn't watch it, they were up accepting their speech. There was about 4 people, and then there was one younger person there. And I thought my first initial thoughts were that maybe it was somebody's son and they wanted to have the moment with them. And I was like, okay, this is his son. Cool. Have him up on stage. Cool. I've seen that before. And they were giving their speech, and this kid was just kind of being a little weird. I have some video here while I talk about it. He was being a little weird. He's there on the right. He doesn't really know what's going on. That's why I thought he was somebody's son. I was like, okay, this is cool, whatever. And they're giving their speech. It's kind of long because it's the last one of the night, game of the year. And then this kid proceeds at the end to just take the mic and say, right here. And everybody's like, what's going on?
What's going
Okay.
on?
And then swiftly some security come by and say, no, you're coming with us. And Jeff just looks, I don't know, what's this look here, Cresta? He's just like, all right.
That's the look of all of my security is now fired.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah. We'll talk about that because that's a big portion of it. But what he said, I'm not going to name the kid. He was a 15-year-old. Who cares?
15,
Whatever.
baby.
He says, I think I want to nominate this award to my Reformed Orthodox Rabbi, Bill Clinton. Thank you. So let's get into his story a little bit. He's 15 years old. I'm not going to name his name. Who cares? Whatever. But like he was on press with a bunch of people the next day. A lot of people were calling him and trying to get a story. And it was just, he's just a memester. Like literally it was nothing.
Yikes.
There's nothing there. And, he just wanted to do it. And he was able to, and he had a lot of confidence. He walked up there with him, and he got arrested that night. And okay, before we get into like the bad part, what do you think about this kid just going up there? What? Just to say something? What is that?
If trolling is an art, let me start there. And if you're gonna troll for blood or troll for a good reason, you manage to confidence yourself onto that stage. At least have a message. Say something like, support so-and-so, free my homie so-and-so, don't be a dick to so-and-so. But you got up there and decided to be a meme lord, and it wasn't even funny. Now you 15, arrested, probably on a watch list, and people are going to get you clicks and views for the next week. That's problem number one. You're so young, sweetie. So young. And listen, when you live to be almost 3 millennia years old like myself, you know what I mean? I've seen some award shows. I remember when Will Ferrell was at an MTV Music Awards, he was, I don't know, he was on something, but he was saying, I was raging against the machine. Security had to bring him down. It's like, bruh, again, it's like, not to say that what Will Ferrell, sorry, not to say that what he did was right, but at least he had a message. You up here to say some meme stuff that has nothing to do with anything, especially with the way that the world is now. And also let Eldin Ring have their shine. You took away from a moment from literally, we've done 14 episodes of this, and I think we've covered Eldin Ring on damn near 80% because we did do a Pokemon episode and a God of War episode.
Yeah.
So it's like you took away from these guys who've had people playing this game with the saxophone, with their hands, with their feet, with their tongues, putting things for what should say my Reformed Rabbi Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton memes are late. They aren't funny anymore. The last time Bill Clinton was a relevant meme was when he was on Arsenio Hall with his saxophone. And now all of this just to be on a watch list. How do you feel with that haircut? Girl, your mom should thank you. I'm done. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut a promo on that, child. Because it's like, for what? Like, you did that for what? For what? That was a waste. A waste.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, is this some sort of religious thing because of the whole Kanye, all that stuff? Is this some sort of like thing there? And they were trying to tie something there, and he was talking to a lot of people, and everybody was just like, I read a bunch of articles, and they're like, this was just a bad meme for no reason. He had nothing, he had no message. It was just kind of, he even said, he was like, no, I think he said he was Jewish in one of the articles I read. He was like, no, I just I just wanted to do it. I don't know, that's it. And it was like, what? And we're, like you said, you're gonna get clicks and stuff for a week. I think we're the last people to talk about it. I think it even last a week. I think it was like 2 days. I think we're like, okay, after this we're done, it's over. And it was just kind of like a waste. And okay,
you're in trouble for years for free, pretty much. For free.
Yeah. Let's talk about the we're gonna move on to other stuff, but let's talk about what we were talking about earlier about the security thing. Somebody mentioned while we were watching it, like, I didn't even think about it. I know it was dumb and silly and stupid, whatever, but I didn't even think about how much worse it could have been.
True.
For anybody. Especially like how I rewinded it and I looked at all the pixels and I found where he just walked up from the middle, and you just see him coming in and joining the group with confidence, and it's like, that could have been anybody. They could have had anything, could have done something crazier on live TV or live show with millions of people watching.
That's what I was thinking, because unfortunately, listen, gaming gone weird. We try to keep it lighthearted and weird, but there are people who are weird on the awful part of the spectrum. We could have witnessed something horrible, horrifying. I can assure you now the Game Awards are no longer open to the public. That's party done. Party done. Party
yeah.
Party is done. Thanks, buddy. But also security, like that. There has to be a better way. Come on now. At least when Lil Mama crashed the stage with Jay-Z, you knew that was Lil Mama. Like, come on now. Like, oh boy, he really could have been crazy. Like, let me not say crazy. I think that's disparaging to people. Sure. You know what I mean? But like, he really could have been on one. He could have been ready to do something horrible. And by the time they would have cut the feed, we would have already seen too much. And that would have been a hot mess for a plethora of reasons. So your chief of security is getting, if he hasn't got his ass chewed out already, he's fired. Everyone who was supposed to be securing that stage is fired. How can he just walk? How can he slap?
I think the good part about this though is that we know it's going to be different going forward, and there's going to probably be more security or something, like you said, even probably not open to the public anymore, which kind of sucks. So you're going to have to be part of press or something like that. But the good part is that it'll be better soon, and that this didn't escalate to something that was really bad. So this being the first, I'll take a bad meme as the first offense. If this changes everything going forward, but that's sort of how the Game Award ends.
If you want to see all our videos about real news stories that are funny, stupid, or weird, click the subscribe button below. Otherwise, we'll start posting spoilers about your favorite new movies.